the Utah Jazz. We know that they've been great in the first half of the NBA season. They are 27-9, although they are on a 2-game losing streak, but they do play today. And at the time of this recording, we are not sure of the results of the game, but we'll just predict that they won because they have been winning for the majority of the year. Their first seed in the NBA. They are the first seed in the NBA. But was the first half of the season just a great run? Or will they continue it in the second half of the season, or will they slow down? What do you think?
I definitely don't think it was a fluke. I think this is a really good basketball team. Do I think they're going to remain at the same level they were playing at? I don't think they'll be able to maintain that same level of play because they were so ridiculously good. They were one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. I think they were third in three-point shooting percentage. They were the fourth best defensive team in the league scoring-wise. I think some of that is maintainable, but all around, I think the shooting percentages, the efficiency that they had on the offensive side of the ball will be something that will be tough to replicate in the second half. The reason, though, they're not going to fall apart is because that defense is so good. Rudy Gobert is the backbone down there. You know what you're getting out of him. And as a unit, although they don't have the greatest individual defenders put together the way they work and their defensive scheme, they do a great job starting and ending with Gobert at the 5, and I don't see that going anywhere. So I think no matter what, even if the efficiency drops offensively, they're going to end up being one of the top 3 teams in the Western Conference.
So I misspoke. They play tomorrow versus the Rockets. Tonight they don't play. But nonetheless, I think that they are going to maintain this level of play. And the reason for that is because they have the easiest remaining schedule in the entire NBA heading into the second half of the season. They're going to have a schedule of teams that have a combined win percentage of 47.475, which is below 500. The toughest opponents are going to be the Suns twice, the Lakers, Nets, and Blazers, which are all tough opponents, but I think they are capable of winning those games. But their next 10 games are against the Rockets, the Warriors, the Celtics, the Wizards, the Raptors, the Bulls, the Nets, the Grizzlies, twice, and the Cavaliers. You talk about them not maintaining their three-point percentage, but last season in the NBA, they were one of the better three-point shooting teams in the NBA. And the reason they have been so good from three this year is because they are getting open three-point shots. And when you're getting open three-point shots, I think you're pretty much going to make them most of the time. Right now, the Jazz are 30 points per game, fourth in opponent's points per game, and they have the best net rating in the entire NBA with plus 8.8. Because of that, I don't see them slowing down. If they had a tougher schedule, I could see that, but I think this team is healthy. Everybody's going. 6 players are averaging in double figures right now. So I think they're just clicking on all cylinders, and I really don't see them slowing down to this point.
I would say the West will be theirs to lose between the Lakers' injury issues, the Clippers, I think, still trying to find their identity and having some struggles, putting things together. I definitely think it is their conference to lose with the way they started.
Yeah, so there's 36 games left for them in the NBA season. Right now, they are 27-9. Let's say they go 27-9 for the second half of the season. They would be 54-18. So if they keep their current pace, they would finish 54-18.
49.5 wins. You taking the over or under?
49.5?
Yeah.
I'm taking the over on 50 wins for the Utah Jazz. I think at this pace they'll be 54-18. You know, I think they can go 52-20. I think that's realistic.
I would probably take the over on that too because, like you mentioned, their schedule is going to be pretty easy in the second half. And, you know, they've been, knock on wood, a pretty dependable group injury-wise. There haven't been any guys missing extended periods of time. So
Conley missed some time.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But I would bet on them being a 50-win team.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think they might be the only 50-win team in the NBA this season. When you look at how there's only 36 games left, it's possible.
It's such a weird year. Saying like a 50-win team, that's like normal in any other season.
Yeah. You know, I didn't find out until just the other day that this is a 72-game season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know they just cut it down by 10. I thought it was maybe like a 60-something game season. I didn't know it was 72, but yeah, I mean, the Jazz, we'll see if they slow down or not, but definitely if they can keep this pace or be even better, then I think come playoff time, it's going to be huge. And I mean, I think that seeding matters right now because you don't know when they're going to lift off restrictions and fans can be in the stands. So last year was different because last year you knew there weren't going to be any fans. But this year, because there is that potential for fans to be there, home court matters even more this year.
And I definitely think you saw an impact last year in the bubble, guys performing in front of empty arenas. You know, there's no question that having 50,000 fans in the arena makes a difference compared to playing in an empty ballroom at Disney. So I definitely think it would make a huge difference, especially in Utah, which is known as one of the most frigid places to play in the NBA. You know, those fans there are crazy. So they're crazy passionate. So getting, a 7-game series there as opposed to having to go on the road for a game 7 could be the difference.